Denver 7 On Demand is brought to you by Ferguson and BAC Appliance Center, the best in bath, kitchen, and lighting for your home.
Good morning, I'm Brian Sanders.
And I'm Nicole Brady. Here's the latest from Denver 7.
We have issued a first alert action day ahead of a storm system that's going to bring high winds and heavy snow to Colorado this afternoon.
Yeah, the blizzard warning's already in effect from noon today through noon tomorrow. So meteorologist Lisa Hidalgo is tracking this hour by hour here and how it's going to affect the day ahead.
And the road's already wet this morning. So the rain developing early on. You can see from downtown Denver there at the Capitol. It was nice and dry at about 4:30, and now we're seeing wet conditions, rain showers, and that's going to switch over to snow. So here's a look at the timing of all of this. Right now, we're again looking at just rain. By about 10 to 11 o'clock, you're going to see that mixing a bit there in the foothills, and then more of a mix here in Denver by midday, by 12 o'clock. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 40s and then get quite a bit colder from there. We're going to see all snow by 2 o'clock and then blizzard conditions this afternoon as those winds really start to crank up to about 60, even 65 mile per hour. It is going to be really windy and temperatures down to near freezing. Yesterday, we hit a high of 78 degrees. So just 24 hours later, it's going to be about 50 degrees colder. Now, by early tomorrow morning, the snow will lighten up. We're likely still going to see some light snow showers and some flurries, but the winds will still be really gusty, especially out east, which is where the blizzard warning again is in effect until noon tomorrow. It covers all of northeastern Colorado. Now, as far as our totals go, we're going to see right around 5 to 10 inches from Denver east and northeast from there. As you get on the western edge of town, up and through those suburbs, we're at about 4 to 8 inches, and then around 5 to 10 up and through the foothills. Some mountain locations are going to see a good foot of snow above 10,000 feet by tomorrow morning. As far as temperatures go, it gets colder this afternoon. We'll drop down into the 20s early Thursday. It's going to be a tough morning drive on Thursday, icy conditions, and our highs tomorrow only in the upper 30s. You guys, as we head into the weekend, it's not a first alert action day. In fact, it's going to get a lot better. By Sunday, that snow is going to melt, and we're going to be at 60 degrees Sunday afternoon.
Looking forward to that. Thank you, Lisa. CDOT, by the way, is monitoring the weather and road conditions for your afternoon drive today. The timing and intensity of today's weather could force some highways to close during rush hour. So Denver 7's Eric Lufer shows us what CDOT is doing to get ahead of the storm.
CDOT is on the ready for the worst when this rain turns over to snow. 100 plows just in the metro area alone will be out keeping the roads cleared. Obviously, we don't want to see what we saw last month for the bomb cyclone. We never want this, right, where the roads were so bad that it was closed down in some spots on I-25 and I-70. Cars were stranded. People slept in their cars overnight before they were rescued. CSP Public Affairs tweeting this morning that employers should let their employees go home at least at lunchtime, because the less cars on the road when the storm really ramps up, the better it is for not only CDOT, but for also first responders. I'm Eric Lufer, Denver 7.
And Denver International Airport says it's prepared to handle the weather conditions today. However, hundreds of flights have been canceled even before the snow arrives. So before driving out to DIA, make sure to check your flight status and make sure your flight isn't affected. Denver 7 will be staying on top of the changing weather conditions throughout the day. You can see our coverage here on the Denver 7 app for your connected devices. We'll also be providing updates on the changing weather on the denverchannel.com. And tune into Denver 7 News at 4, 5, and 6 for a live look at the impact on the afternoon drive. Also, to stay up to date with the latest weather and traffic information, download our free Denver 7 app. We will send alerts directly to your phone throughout the day.
With more snow in the forecast today, we are going 360 on a plan to change the rules around traction laws in the high country. Today, the State House will debate a bill to require drivers to have snow tires or chains while driving in the high country, no matter if it's snowing or if it's sunny. This would start in September and last through May. Supporters of the bill say with Colorado's unpredictable weather, you need to be prepared no matter what. So before we go 360, we want to hear from you. What do you think of this plan to require snow tires or chains even with no snow on the ground? Send us an email to 360@thedenverchannel.com.
Denver police officers and a group of carjacking suspects exchanged gunfire overnight before a pursuit ended in a crash. The chase came to an end in the area of 16th Avenue and Quebec Street early this morning. 3 men jumped out of the car and started running. One of them pulled a gun and fired shots at officers as he tried to get away. No officers were hit. At At least one officer returned fire. Police eventually found and arrested all 3 suspects. One of them appeared to have what police described as a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Also breaking overnight, a police officer in Pueblo in southern Colorado was rushed into surgery after being shot. Officers confronted a suspicious man at an apartment complex in Pueblo late last night. He tried to run and shot at the officers who chased him. One officer was shot in both of his legs and was taken to a hospital in Colorado Springs for emergency surgery. The officers returned fire, killing the shooter.
New rules take effect today in Denver for people who rent their home on short-term rental sites like Airbnb. The changed regulations include requiring hosts to carry a minimum of $1 million worth of liability insurance. You'll also have to notify your regular home insurers and your HOA of your plans to be a short-term rental. And the city can take away your license if the rental property affects the public health or welfare of your neighborhood.
Campaign signs for the Denver mayor's race are popping up all over, but we've found some in places they don't belong. People living along Colorado Boulevard near 29th Avenue told us signs were put up without neighbors' permission. Yesterday morning, almost every home on one block had at least one sign supporting Mayor Michael Hancock's re-election campaign. The signs are placed in public right-of-ways and in front of affordable housing, which are both against the law.
Too much. It's too much, and plus, like I said, no one asked me.
I think it's really disappointing to me just because his slogan, "We are all Denver," and this seems just like a clear taking advantage of people.
The mayor's campaign says it plans to talk to staff and volunteers about the proper placement of signs moving forward.
Bicycle thieves tend to grab the easiest target they can find, but that was not the case for one Stapleton man who took every precaution to protect his property. Greg Looker's lime green specialized expedition was locked up to the iron railing on his front porch. The bike was secured with a U-lock. He even had a tracking device secured under the seat, but he was out of town and his normally barking dog was staying with friends.
My Ring doorbell caught 2 segments. First, they were walking up, came around here, stood here looking at the bike, and then 2 minutes later, they've got a grinder, and they were watching this, and they cut right through here in 20 seconds.
Didn't take any time at all. Denver averages about 125 bike thefts a month. If you haven't already, you can register your bike with the Denver Police Department by using their website. You can also use that same website to file a stolen bike report. As for the bike thieves, though, we're going to add them to the Porch Pirate Hall of Shame. If you ever catch a burglar on your home security camera, be sure to file a police report first, but then send us the video to newstips@thedenverchannel.com along with the information, and we'll make sure plenty of people see their faces.
Contact 7 is getting results after a woman reached out to us saying her tire was punctured by a piece of metal sticking out from a railroad crossing. And after we made calls, Union Pacific Railway says they'll inspect the crossing so this doesn't happen to another driver. Deborah Barnes of Eaton says the metal cut all the way through her tire sidewall, completely blowing out the tire. She got an estimate for 2 replacement tires so the tread levels would be the same, but Union Pacific only offered to pay for 1 tire.
My vehicle, the ABS and the cruise and all the braking system will be thrown off if I only put 1 random tire on it.
Deborah says paying for the 2nd tire would require her to go without food or medicine on her limited budget. Contact 7 will keep working with the railroad to help find a solution for her.
This has been your Denver 7 on-demand update. Thanks for joining us.
Check back here later for another update and download the Denver 7 app for breaking news and alerts. Have a great day.